The only level 20 technology in the whole galaxy is...
The Omnitrix.
Whatever we're detecting is level 20 plus.
Ever since Dwayne's old statement that there are more powerful beings in the Omnitrix than Alien X, many fingers were pointed at the Nalgian, a multidimensional energy species.
How many are there?
Only 26 that matter.
While I no longer believe this to be the case, as I explained in length in our 400k special, many fans still see the Nalgian as a worthy contender, so let's take a look at her one and only episode. They start off with Kevin's lack of knowledge on the box to build suspense, as Kevin usually always knows whatever gadget they're dealing with. It was a creative solution to use Gwen's weakness to high tech to find the box, although this now implies that Gwen's mana may be just as strong as the box, which makes sense as we later learn that mana is also multi-dimensional.
You know how my powers have trouble with technology? I'm thinking maybe it works the other way around.
The reveal at the end that this was all some godlike being's children's toy was a solid reveal. There's many ways where this execution could fall flat or be too ridiculous, but they handled it very well here, and it makes for a very memorable episode. While the overall plot was stretched out quite a bit, it's still filled with a lot of great moments in between to continue to play with its own concepts. Ending the battle with Lodestar was also a great way to keep this new transformation relevant, as he was pretty much forgotten about in this season so far, along with the fact that Ben has additional aliens in general. I never thought I'd say this, but it was also nice bringing back the Vreedle brothers for this episode. Their presence also adds some much needed conflict to the episode, as the trio figures out very early on that if they don't fight the box wouldn't fight back. So the Vreedles serve as a great way to amp up the stakes without sacrificing the trio's intelligence. It's also hilarious that the Vreedles end up dumping the box back on the trio too after they get tired of dealing with it. The main trio are great in this episode. I don't have any problems with their portrayals or any inconsistencies to note. Kevin's comedy really shines this whole season, and I'm grateful that most of his jokes really do land and don't feel awkward or forced. It's also the first time we see Gwen using a magic spell casually after her encounter with Charmcaster. I really love the visuals of the box morphing between its character mimics. It looks otherworldly without being too complicated, and keeping everything a physical metal like Gwen's mana and Swampfire's fireballs was a neat touch. And all of this resulting in an alien fusion in the final act? Genius move. It was cool to see that the box starts to fuse together mimics to segue into the final fusion too. The glowing eyes to separate the box from the others is very effective, and in some ways looks a lot cooler than Ben's normal aliens. The animation is pretty good too, which is complemented by the box's many creative features. This is also the second episode where we see Alan's model used as a hologram in Ben's Omnitrix. Although outside of this being the legendary Nalgian episode, this one doesn't have much to offer for importance, but the Nalgian is still enough to give it some relevancy, and it's a frequent and popular topic to discuss to this day. And this was another fun one-off episode done right. Definitely another highlight of the season. We also got another hero time, so that's always a plus. Busybox is another great one in the chamber. It's a shame we don't get more ones like this.
This toy is clearly marked, not for children under 3 million years old.